Welcome to my channel, Omega-3 Heals. I'm Michaela Morell. My mission is to help your body to feel amazing. I do this by creating the self-educational platform for you to learn what your body needs in order to function. I do this because I know that there are many people out there like me that have been suffering chronic pain and only to be offered temporary solutions without the main issue being resolved. And how can you expect the body to function if it doesn't have what it needs in order to build your body? I truly believe the body has self-healing powers. I see it every day. You break a leg and it heals. Let me educate you so you can create better circumstances for your body. So welcome, because you deserve health so you can live in harmony with your body. And if it all makes sense to you, please give me a thumbs up.
Billy, give me five.
And subscribe to my channel. I'm going to talk to you about, do we need omega-3? Yes or no? And before we're starting, we need to understand a little bit, what is our body built up with? We have to answer that question first. And then, why does some science say that we need it and some say that we don't? And I'm also going to talk about the solution. But a fast introduction of me, I'm Michaela Morell. I'm a Swedish nutritionist. All my work is focused towards inflammation, cell health, and gut health. I also want to remind you that almost every solution there are out there is due to a problem. It was that in my case too, I had health issues. First of all, I just want to tell you a little bit more about my story, because then you will understand and it will be all tied together, and then I'm going to educate, and then I'm going to have a solution for you. First, a little bit about me. I'm a mother of 3, and then I'm a wife and I'm a daughter. And so that's my mom and that's my dad. I love them. My mother, she is a twin and she has 8 children. So all of the kids on that picture is her children. And she has 28 grandkids right now. And she has a very active lifestyle. They're having their own little horse ranch. They've had the horses and she's riding and she's bringing in hay during summertime and she's traveling to her grandkids and so on. But cancer hit my mom. I remember we lived up in Boda by then, 12 hours away, when I got to know that she had cancer. And we didn't know how severe it was. We didn't know if it was cancer or if it was not. I didn't know what the outcome would be. I didn't know what the strategy would be. And I remember that I just broke down. I broke down and I was in a limbo. I was stuck on the couch. I was unable to function. From the time we heard that they found something on an x-ray until we knew what it was and knew the treatment plan, I wasn't able to do pretty much anything. My whole house was just not a priority any longer. I decided to learn. I need to know how food affects our health. This was something I already had been studying some, and I had some knowledge about it. I had been working with supplements prior and understood how important it was and so on, but I wanted to learn more. And I also wanted to learn, what should my mother eat and what should she not eat. And my mother, she was able to recover. She needed the surgery. This is a short video that I took when we were at home. My dad is playing with the tractor and my mom is watching and goofing around with me. Yeah. So she did recover and she had her little horse ranch, but cancer hit again a couple of years later. You should be lucky if you survive colon cancer. People usually don't get it 2 times. So this time they told us it was all so infected. Her whole gut was infected. And not knowing if your mother's going to live, if she's going to survive it, what kind of plan they're going to have. It was really stressful. I love my mom so much. No one wants to go through that, of course. And I broke down. I broke down bad. And I needed to learn even more. But my mom, she was able to survive once again. We were able to change her diet again. We were able to boost her body. So the tumor, together with the medicine she got from the doctors, it actually reduced the cancer so much so she could have another surgery. She was able to do it. She's able to survive. She's able to play with her grandkids. But since my grandpa died of colon cancer as well, I needed to learn everything there is to know for my own sake too, because I don't want that. I don't want to go through that. see if there's anything I can do to prevent it. I want to know what I can do. And one of the most interesting articles I came across was this one. We need omega-3. You can see that it reduces rectal cell proliferation in patients with colorectal cancer. So I started on omega-3. But even though I started on omega-3, and this is kind of going on at the same time as my mom's history, we moved to USA, me and my family. And first I started developing allergies. Started with grass and pollen allergies. I had never been allergic my whole life. And eventually I started becoming allergic to bananas, apple, pear, plums, avocados, carrots, mango, pineapple, watermelon, and many, many other fruits and veggies. And this was devastating for me because I am a healthy person. I love eating fruits and veggies. I consider myself a healthy person with my diet. Still, I started developing all these crazy allergies and I didn't understand what they came from. And when my youngest one, my middle boy, when he was about 1 year old, I was eating allergy medication every day. When he was about 1 year old, I was tired of being overweight. The weight didn't come off. I hadn't really been working out between my first or my second child either. And I decided I wanted to do transformation. So I went from this to that, and I did it by eating healthy foods. I weight trained a lot, but the healthy foods I knew was a low-fat diet and lots of veggies. So that was how I did it. But what happened in the aftermath was that I got very sick. I'm a mother of 2 active boys then. It was for 4 months, I was just sick with one thing after the other. Flu, eye infection, and then stomach bug, and then fever and flu, and migraines, and sore throat, and bad cough, and lung pain, and fever and flu again, and sinus infection. It just came one thing after the other. And then I ended up at the hospital. I had weird symptoms. I had really bad skin, a lack of energy, and I was drinking an excessive amount of water. I didn't even know why I was so thirsty. I could not stop drinking, even though I tried. So I went into the doctor and was like, no, something needs to be wrong with me. But they could not find anything. The only thing they could find was that I was completely empty on vitamin D, even though we were living in Texas by then, in sunny Texas, and I was often outside. So why am I telling you all of these awkward and stories I don't even want to admit and show really disgusting pictures of? Because everything is tied together. This was only the start, because after I had my 3rd child, my little baby girl, my princess, when she was newborn, something happened in my neck. And this was the start of a 2-year struggle. And I found this picture. I was going through my pictures just looking, and I found this snapshot I had sent to my sister, kind of explaining how I felt, because something happened in my neck and it just snapped. I was laying on the couch with my baby and it was just starting to burn. And I could not move. I felt like I was paralyzed. It was so shooting pain that I wasn't able to move my head. My head screamed to my brain that you're paralyzed, stop moving. And my phone was too far away, I couldn't reach it. Anyways, so I had to wait for my husband to get back home from work. And after that, I've had major issues with my neck, a lot of pain. So I haven't been able to get out of the bed by myself many days in a week. And the times I was able to get out, I actually posted a video on my Facebook that people can watch, how I had to bend myself. I had to turn around. Like, I always had to use my hands when I was moving my head because it was too painful to just have the weight of my head on my neck. But I really tried to solve this issue. I went to massage therapists, at least 4 different ones, and chiropractors, osteopaths, doctors. I had an MRI. There was no explanation. Crop therapy. I tried resting. I tried painkillers. I tried Voltaren cream and Tiger Balm. Many different pillows. I don't know how many pillows I was buying because I was like, I need to find something that works better for me. And my pain caused me to half of the time not being able to get out of bed. It interrupted my sleep almost every single night and many times a night, because every time I was about to move, I get that pain and I wouldn't be able to move if I didn't move my head with my hands. A lot of crying, of course, and I was a super boring mom. I could not bend over to pick up my kids. I could not bend forward to pick out the dishwasher. I was able to sit on the couch because when I was sitting on the couch leaning back, my head weight came too far behind me. So it was just a very, very stressful time of my life for 2 years. And of course, I did have some nights I was able to sleep, and I did have some days where I was able to get out of bed. said, but usually I had like a week that was good or 2 weeks that was good. And then I started feeling it, and then it came slowly. And then I was having this pain for a couple of weeks, but it always came back. It always came back. So I know how it is to have kids and be in chronic pain, faking smiles, not knowing if it's ever going to be better, or will it only get worse from now? Is this because I'm old? Was something that went through my mind. Is this an injury that will never be able to be improved? And I know how it feels like to be hopeless. This picture is from when I was actually out walking with my baby girl when we were on vacation in Denmark. And it was so painful for me to walk with her, but she wouldn't sleep, and it was more painful for me to try to put her to bed. So I took her in the harness and was out walking and walking and walking. And what you don't see is that I had pretty much been crying the whole time, but I needed to make her fall asleep. So I stopped up, I snapped a picture of this beautiful environment and thought that I need to find whatever I can be thankful for and treasure that. But this is the thing, all of my things have a connection. And if you love your body, you have to educate yourself. And I will provide my knowledge, but you must invest in yourself. First of all, you have to watch it, and then you have to make an action plan that works for you and your body. And I have also trained many people that will help me on this mission, because I know that this information needs to get out there. So I'm training people, and I'm educating clinics and practitioners and other people that wants to join on this health movement. And all of my problems was all related. A healthy body starts with a healthy cell. And my information might be valuable to you or someone that you know. So how did it change my life? I am now pain-free. Pain-free. I don't have pain in my neck, except for when I've been working out too much or so on, but it's just a soreness then, and it goes away. It doesn't last, and it doesn't stay with me. There is no need for my allergy medications. I can eat bananas and pears and plums, as many as I want to every day, without the allergy medication. My kids got their happy mom back, and my energy levels are so much better due to being able to sleep better during the nighttime. And my husband got his wife back, and I got my life back. I didn't need to say no to things, to activities that the pain was prohibiting me to do, like going out with the girls camping in the forest. I don't need to say no to that anymore. Before I'm moving into the educational part, I just want to take 2 minutes to read through this disclaimer. EPA and DHA is both fatty acids that we find in omega-3, and they are essential. When we're going to EFSA, the European Food Safety Authority, and we look at EPA and DHA, it says it's important for the brain, eye, and nerve development, maintenance of normal brain function, maintenance of normal vision, maintenance of normal cardiac function, maternal health, pregnancy and nursing, to fulfill increased omega-3 fatty acids needed during pregnancy. So we need more omega-3 fatty acids during pregnancy to make sure that we get enough. Skin and digestive tract epithelial cell maintenance, enhancement of mood, anti-inflammatory action, maintenance of normal blood LDL cholesterol concentration, and of course, the membranes in our cell structures. I'm going to talk more about the membranes. And a healthy body begins with a healthy cell. The body is self-healing if we give it the right circumstances. If it wasn't self-healing, I don't want to see how my face and how my body would be looking like, because I've had so much acne, I've had so many scars, I have had broken legs, I have had burn injuries. If the body wasn't self-healing, I wouldn't be looking like this. And that is something we have to remember, that also inside, the body always wants to be able to heal itself. So if it have the right thing it needs, it wants to strive towards that. When we're looking at the cell, the most important functions are that the organelles, there are different types of organelles, but the mitochondria handles the energy extraction of nutrients. So you see the mitochondria. The lysosomes take care of residues. And that one, all the ribosomes are on top of these, but they are the ones that produce the proteins, you have heard that we need proteins, you have heard that we need carbs and fats. What most people have heard is that inside the cell we have our DNA, and the DNA is the drawings that we need in order to create new cells and that decide how our body is looking like. But what people are forgetting is that in order for that cell to function, we have a cell membrane. For the cell to function, it must be a protective membrane that provides structure and support. So if we're looking a little bit deeper on the cell, here is a picture of a cell. And if we're taking just a small part of that, enlarging that so we can see it, you can see all the green dots over here. They have small tails, the pink tails that goes towards the inside. Those are all fatty acids. So the cell membrane is built up with fatty acids, and omega-3 and omega-6, they're essential. What does it mean with essential? Essential means that the body cannot produce it. We need to get it through our food, through our diet. So when we're looking at this, if we're having a healthy cell, it's a good amount of both omega-3 and omega-6. And the cell membrane is then soft and permeable. And nutrients are able to enter, waste is able to exit. But when we're lacking omega-3, the cell membrane is harder and stiffer. Only some nutrients are able to get in and only some waste are able to get out. That's one thing, one major reason why omega-3 is important in the cell membrane. It decides what's getting in and what's getting out. But it's also affect the hormone systems. Insulin is a hormone. So when you're eating something, the body sends signals, so insulin is released. And insulin then goes into your blood and is supposed to attach to the hormone receptors. You can see it over here, the hormone receptor, and that gives them a signal to open up a special enzyme that makes the glucose get into the cell. But what's happening when it's not able to attach to that, because that's what's happening when we have too much omega-6s in our cell membrane, our hormone receptors become something that is called numbed out. So they're not able to have hormones being attached to them. So it affects the hormone system as well, because hormone receptors will be affected. And then also the communication between the cells. The cells communicate between each other, and our cells in our brain is communicating with each other. So it's also affecting that. So everyone have heard omega-3 is good, but before today, has anyone told you that omega-3, it is needed every single time a cell is regenerated? Every single time. So what is the difference between omega-3 and omega-6? Well, omega-6, when we're going to PubMed and reading science about it, it has pro-inflammatory properties. So that means it starts the fire. And we need that because whenever we cut ourselves and we get bacteria in there, we need something that starts the inflammation process. And we find omega-6 in everything that grows. The omega-3, on the other hand, when we go to EFSA and is reading about it, it has an anti-inflammatory action. So it helps us to signal that, okay, the bacteria is dead now, it's time to turn off the inflammatory response. So they're working together and we need them both. But the thing is that we're eating way too much omega-6 nowadays and way too little omega-3. So why can you still find articles then based on science that say omega-3 doesn't work? Well, first of all, you have to look at how was the study performed. Most studies regarding omega-3 is epidemiological. Sorry, I am Swedish. Sometimes my tongue is not working with me. But anyways, and then we have to look at how did they do it. Usually it's through a dietary methods. And then we have to look at that. Okay, so how did they perform it? Usually those scientific reports are based on food frequency questionnaire. So basically they send out to 1,000 people questionnaires about food. And then they are answering, did you use omega-3? Yes. Or how many times a week did you use omega-3? And they cross off. They don't take it into consideration weight. The more body weight you have, the more cells you have. And they didn't take into consideration the amount of omega-3. And if the omega-3 was of good quality, and if the omega-3 had an antioxidant that will help it be bioavailable to the body. And that is the biggest reason why we can find studies that say it doesn't work. So, but if we're looking at studies that are controlled, that are actually measuring the cell membrane and the ratio in the cells, not only whatever you're putting in your blood, but what is actually being able to be utilized by the cells. You can see the scientific report. In Western diet, the ratio is 15 to 16.7 to 1. We're talking about the omega-6 to omega-3 ratios. But when we're able to lower that to a ratio of 4 to 1, it was associated with 70% decrease in total mortality. So if we're going down a little bit longer, I'm not going through the whole thing, but it says that therefore, it is quite possible that the therapeutic dose of omega-3 fatty acids will depend on the degree of severity of disease resulting from the genetic deposition. So we have to take in account that everyone is different. We all have different DNA. We all have different ways of living, and the therapeutic dose for omega-3 might vary, and like we might have to get down to closer 1 to 1 in order to have the full health benefit from it. But the balance concept I'm working with helps people get down to close to a 3 to 1 ratio or better within 120 days. So in 4 months, you can correct these. And what is an optimal ratio between omega-6 and omega-3? Yeah, if we're looking, Nordic Council of Ministers have been putting out on their webpage which should not have a higher difference than 5 to 1. And the World Health Organization is saying 4 to 1. But when we're looking at the field of science, they're saying 3 to 1. So how would we be able to know where we are? And why are we lacking omega-3? Well, it's due to diet. Right now in this world, we're eating so much omega-6 and we're eating things that is high on omega-6, things that we didn't have before. Vegetable oils, canola oil, corn oil. It have long shelf life, so they put it in those products so they can sit in the store a longer time. So when you're eating it, and then that's why you are getting so much omega-6. And then we're eating less and less animal produce and fish and so on, and we are raising the fish in totally different way, and we are raising the cows in totally different ways. We're feeding them soy and wheat and other things. So I'm probably going to do another webinar about this. It's just that the rapid dietary changes over a short period of time is causing this issue. And this is a totally new phenomenon in the history of human evolution. We have never been changing our diet so fast ever before. So we should be in a ratio 3 to 1. When we're looking at the stats for America, if you're not using an omega-3 supplement right now, you are most likely around 25 to 1 in the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. And if you're taking omega-3 supplement, you're most likely in the 16 to 1. And it's just because a lot of the omega-3 supplements out there are not working. And I'm going to do its own webinar on what's the difference between omega-3 and omega-3. You can help your cells to get in balance in 3 easy ways. You can take a test, and this is what I love. Take a test. It will show you how your cells are doing. And then you can use balance oil daily. Balance oil is specifically being developed to help people get in balance. They have been able to measure, they have been able to control, they are high quality, and they use the right antioxidant. They're able to protect the omega-3 in your system for over 30 hours compared to. If you want to know more about this, why there is such a big difference between omega-3 and omega-3, I'm doing another webinar on that. And then after 120 days, you take another test. You see your own result. This was my result, 9.4 to 1. And then I went down to 2.0 to 1. And what you can read from a balance test is you can read your omega-3, omega-6 ratio, cell membrane fluidity, and you can also see your protection value in your body. But you will get all of that. You will also have a more detailed one that you can ask a physician to help you understand, and you will also get an explanation I'll post, and you will also get food recommendations based on what would benefit you in your life. So back to my story. Remember, I had been using omega-3 daily for like 6 years, and this is my first and second test score. My first one was 9.4 to 1, and my second one was 2.0 to 1. So you can see how it was, the first test and the second test. So you can see how I've improved. The body takes some time. We have been spending our whole life to break it down, to feed it the wrong nutrients and so on. So we need to be patient when we're changing things in our diet that is promoting health. It's not that you're just going to cut out sugar and gluten and feel amazing right away. It usually takes a little while. So you have to understand that our red blood cells, it takes them 4 months before they are changed out. So that's why you are using this product for 120 days before you take the second blood test. So this was my own result after 120 days, and my pain is gone. My allergies, I don't need any medication anymore. I'm feeling amazing. But me ending up at the hospital, it was also related. Why? Because I've been eating a low-fat diet. I didn't feed my body fat. My cell membranes need fat. Our cell membranes are built up with fat. And me having neck pain was also related to inflammation. It was all due to my cells lacking too much omega-3s. And how do I know that now? Well, I took a test and I also have seen my health improve. So I know it was due to that. Take action. Educate yourself. Google your symptoms and omega-3. See what comes up. Follow me and learn more, or go to YouTube or go to a podcast with professionals that are talking about it. Take a blood test to determine if you're lacking omega-3. And if you are lacking omega-3, start using omega-3. If you're already using your omega-3 and you're still not in good enough ratio, change your brand. And you're more than welcome to join my Facebook group, Omega-3 We Share Experiences. In there, you can read many other people's stories, and it's all test-based. So people are showing the before and after tests. And if you are interested about learning more, you should follow my YouTube channel, Omega-3 Hills, because I'm going to talk about gut health. I'm going to talk about, do we need supplements, immune boosting, natural sources of antidepressants, brain health, difference between omega-3 and omega-3. Yeah, we have many different ones. What's the difference? Why are we omega-3 deficient? And omega-3 and brain health. And probably a lot more is coming up, so follow me on YouTube. You can pause this video and look at it. Do you have any of these issues? You would benefit from my webinar I'm going to put out on gut health. If you're on antidepressants, or if you have problems sleeping, or if you are just not feeling as happy as you should, or you should look at my webinar I'm going to do about natural sources of antidepressants. And what do I love with this? Well, omega-3 is one of the most important building blocks to promote good cell function. And everything starts with the cell. At the university, I learned a great amount of things to do in order to hide symptoms. I want to help people find the root cause. And that's why I love this so much. I love the whole health protocol. I'm going to talk more about it. You see results of the health protocol in my Facebook group all the time. But since they have a solution to my problems, and I see that it's a super powerful tool. It's a company that is rock solid, and it was founded in 2005. And Dr. Paul Clayton, one of the doctors in the advisory board, he's very big into pharmaconutrition. What does that mean? It means that it's nutrition, but it is as effective as it would be a drug, and the quality is high and it's good. I'm also very impressed because they are doing all their analytical service through Vidas. Everything is done totally anonymically. They don't know if you're a man or a woman, what age you are or whatever. And the Vidas Analytics Service, it was established in 1994. It's trusted independent laboratory. They are GMP certified, collaboration with prestigious institutions like Oxbridge, KCL, UCD, and Abbott. But what I love most with the products is that it's evidence-based. It is science-based and it is test-based nutrition. Before, I was telling people, recommending them things that I just hoped they would get a benefit from. It was guest-based nutrition. That's what we're doing when we're out in the store and we're buying something. We buy the omega-3 out from the shelves and we're hoping that it's going to work. Well, a lot of things doesn't work and you're wasting your money. So being able to have a test-based nutrition where you can measure the effect before and after, that is amazing. So that's what I love with it. I don't have to tell anyone I hope it's going to work. I'm just telling them, take a blood test, look how it looks like after 4 months, and you will see if it works for you or not. Centena also have a bunch of other different things. They do have a very, very good multivitamin. So I recommend you to see the webinar about that. If you are currently already taking 1 or 2 or 3 vitamins, you should look at my webinar about that. Then Viva. Viva is amazing for all well-being. I'm going to talk about that too. The Cinebiotics comes up in the gut health webinar. The Protect comes up in the immunity webinar. And then they do have lean shakes also. Plan of action. The first step I want you to do right now is write down your plan of action and get back to the person that invited you right away and tell them your thoughts and plan of action. What are you going to do with your health? Are you going to take the test? Do you need additional information, or what is the plan of action? A lot of people are saying that, well, I would love this, but it's not really timing right now. Well, if we're looking at health, what I'm feeling right now is usually a result of what I've been eating the last 10 years. So the best time to start was actually 10 years ago. There is no point of pushing it forward, but make sure that you do an action plan if I can give you one recommendation, take the test and educate yourself. And then you can also follow me on Instagram if you like, to change lives or make a 3 deals. But also you can go and follow Cinzino and learn what they are doing and what they're releasing, and yeah, if you like. I want to say thank you for your time, and I hope it gave you value. I am here and I want to help people educate themselves so you can take action, and you have to understand that you are the person that is responsible for your health. So educate yourself. Thank you from me. Bye-bye.